I'm Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Here's a sweet little note card. It uses a good day. No big shot is required, but I do have several punches I will be using. I'm using the 1 3/8 inch scalloped circle punch, the 1 1/2 inch circle punch, and the 1 1/4 inch circle punch. My cardstock is the Whisper White note cards. They come with envelopes. I also need a scrap of Whisper White, a scrap of Crush Curry, and a piece of the Whole Lot of Lovely Designer Series paper. I am almost out of this paper. I have loved every sheet of it. This comes with a kind of graphic on one side and a floral on the other. This piece is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. We want to fold this in half and just to find the center and open it up again and decide which side is up, and we want to punch a hole on the left side of this piece. Then I'm bringing in my stamping trimmer, and we want to fold it again and cut off 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch, you can see, is just this little tiny mark right here. And that will be actually cutting off 1/2 of an inch. Then I'm going to wrap some basic black baker's twine. Now I have the baker's twine that comes on the card. If you have that kind of baker's twine, you can just run your fingers on it or run it across the bone folder, and that gets rid of most of those creases. I hope you can hear me okay. I thought I was choosing a quiet time to record, but it seems today's the day that all of the planes are going overhead on the way to the military base nearby, and the gardeners are here, and I guess there's... And the dogs are here. Micah still has his cone of shame on as I record this. So I'm going to so I've wrapped the baker's twine around the top piece 3 times. I've got my third hand to hold it here, and baker's twine always feels kind of like I'm tying my shoelaces, so I don't worry too much about how to tie a bow. And then I can fix it to the size I want it. And fluff. Next I'm going to adhere this piece onto my card base. And I just need to keep this border about the same around. And I always find it easier to trim my ribbons once I get them on a steady piece. And then just adhere the bottom like I did with the top. Again, trying to match this. That leaves a gap. In that gap, I'm going to stamp Hello Friend using Memento ink. And I want to leave a little extra space on this side for my embellishment. Finding that scrap of Whisper White, I'm going to my stamp fell off the block, and that's because I did not clean it. I almost always clean my block and my stamp before I put them together, and I almost never have trouble with them falling off, but I didn't do that this time, so I'm going to fix that. And I'm going to try again. Press too hard. There we go. And I've got my little bird that I will put in the middle. I used Memento ink because I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends. I keep my blends in 4 acetate boxes with the end cut off, held together by some packing tape. Perfect fit if you have both the bronze and the ivory and get 2 of the color lifters. Perfect fit. I am using the Pool Party, both of them, and then really the feet and the beak can be any of the oranges, yellow, whatever you want. So I'm using the dark, and I'm going to use the smaller tip, the bullet tip. And I just want to emphasize the roundness of the bird. So I'm going around the outside and the bottom of the wing and both sides of the tail. Then using the lighter one to just swirl around to blend those colors together. If you wanted to, you could use our archival black ink and use any of our other coloring methods if you want. The feet are so tiny that really you just need a hint of color. Punching this out with a 1 1/4 inch circle punch. I always turn my punch over so I can see where I'm punching. Bringing in my scallop circle punch and punching from the crushed curry. I always like to put my adhesive on the smaller piece. You could use any adhesive for this. And it just leaves this tiny little cute border. Put a couple of dimensionals on the back. And set this here. Bringing in my enamel shapes and finding the crushed curry. Any of these shapes would be fine. I used a heart on my other one. I'm using a dot here. And that's it. It's as easy as that. So easy you could make a whole set as a gift. If you would like the complete directions, come on over to bevadams.com. I'll have the direct link in the video right here. And if you're watching on YouTube, the direct link should be below in the description. Talk to you soon. Bye.